What's up, guys? It's Blacken with part 3 of RAGL in review. This week we have the games versus Mint and the games versus Anjew, which I think were all pretty decent games. So we'll jump into game 1 with Mint right now. Alright, so we are in game 1 on Military Bind with Mint here. This is actually the first time we've seen the map for my season, but this map has been played by a bunch of people. It was actually kind of fun. Super high eco from Mega Tank. A lot of capturables in the beginning, so that it kind of plays a little bit differently every time, and just there's so much eco that it almost makes macro super important, because eco harassment is not as important, so like your army macro has to be really good, but you know, you can easily fall behind if you're not paying attention to your actual eco macro. So I'm gonna be a little cheeky here, just build some early Grens, just 4 of them to try to snipe that backline stuff just in case I can. There is that gem mine in the back that has an FCOM, which is kind of a common thing with maps nowadays, with Elevation was the first one that kind of started it, and then I did it with ORA and then Duskwood, and there's some other maps like that. So if I can snipe that out, that'll be a pretty good early win. At the same time, just gonna go 4 Grens into that Engineer to capture my stuff. So there's pillboxes on the flanks that you can see there that kind of shore up your defenses there and let you get an early detection if you keep them, or you can sell at least one of them for some extra cash in the early game if you really want to be aggressive. You know, an extra 400 in the early game does matter. It's 4 extra rifles that you can push. But I'm relatively unconcerned with my Engineer being sniped. Unfortunately, Mint had a rifle there and he sniped 1 Grenadier. That's not great at all, so I'll try to go around him, see if I can. Chances are he's going to have another rifle there just because of where that one was positioned. But if he didn't see that it was a Gren, then maybe he thought it was a rifle and I'll be okay. But if he knows it's Gren, then he's probably going to expect an attack there on the back, so might have to wait a little bit. I'm going to place my second ref on the smaller patch rather than on the bigger double mine, and that's just because that third ref's going to go in that gem mine in the back. So these Grens are about in protect position to see if I can get that FCOM first, but unfortunately I do see some Grens right there, so I'm not going to get that FCOM before those rifles got me, so I'm just going to run away for now and see if I can hide them. Maybe kill those pillboxes and decide, no, that's going to take too long with the Grens, so just going to try to be sneaky here and run back across his ore. Maybe the Harvester will miss me and I can go and kill that ore there, because those Grens, they're not going to get much if they can get anything at all. Just going to try. And then I changed my mind on the oil derrick and say, you know, maybe I can lure him away with one Grenadier and go back for the FCOM, because that FCOM is more important, and that refinery is probably not out yet, just judging based on where mine is. Got 2 rifles there, so I said, alright, well, that's the best chance I'm going to get. Just going to go in. And I got 2 off, 4 off, but he's got rifles there, so tried my best there, but nothing came of it. That's alright. Sometimes it's just how it is. Meantime, I got my rockets and rifles coming out, going a little bit more heavy on the rifles first, just because there is extra eco, and I'm not going to get the rifles that quickly, I don't think. Trying to APC first, just see if I can kill that Engineer, because I know there's a lot of capsules going on, and if his Engineer's anywhere near mine is, and it's probably going to be close to that pillbox right about now, so gotta fix that Harvester too, so it's just starting to mine a little long distance, but I got that third ref on the gems. Gonna get rid of all that ore so the gems grow properly and just continue my macro. With that gems too, I can start with 3 Harvesters rather than 4. See that he hasn't caught any of those pillboxes yet, so I'm just gonna send that APC on attack move, see if I can catch this Engineer. Same while going to fix those Harvesters. Still haven't seen an Engineer, which is kind of crazy. You see him down here, that's actually interesting. It means he probably went double Engineer, or really ran the Engineer all the way down with an APC or something, but considering it was unescorted, it's probably just a double Engineer. So I'm just going to run that APC down the back, see if I can catch anything. If that was there captured in the quarter, then I know for sure that he went double Engineer. Got my SD coming out, and that 5th Harvester is finally online. SD's out, a little bit ahead of my refractory replacement, that's fine. I'm actually low power. That's because I kind of forgot with that extra power plant that you can skip that 3rd power plant, but he needs to sell off those pillboxes, but you know, it's not going to matter too much, but I should be careful of that. It's not really great to see. It was like, what, 18 seconds of low power there that does kind of build up in the long run against like a really good opponent. They'll be able to use that to their advantage. Take that oil derrick back from his 2nd Engineer, put it in APC so it doesn't get sniped, and then move to that 3rd oil derrick in the center. So I'm just going to have plenty of money. You can already see I'm floating almost 3k. This map just has, I think it's like 11 mines per total, and 1 from the gem mine, so that's a lot of money on a map. Usually when you have 8 or 9 on the high end. Place a flame tower in the back just in case he tries to go for a backline cap, because that is common on this map. But that'll flame tower definitely stop it. Engineers are going to get the oil derrick and then get right back in the APC.
Unit ready.
Now I'm just back into my game, got my 4 Raxes out, MCV is coming out in good timing. Gonna get have a 5th Rax out, because I don't need that extra ref yet, and just really pump out that infantry, get my macro going really hard.
Unit ready. Unit
Got my heavy tanks coming out, and just shoring up that back line with the flame tower. That's kind of how it goes with this map. Barracks down, gonna push across. I decide right now, you know, I'm kind of actually gonna be a little more aggressive here and see if we can take this corner first. I know I don't need the eco that hard, so I can just push further and get a better hold on the game. If I can cut off that order and if I can cut off that corner and he tries to expand there first, and I already have a base there, that could be a really good, like, easy win for me. But then MC kind of got caught up, so I'm going to drop a ref, transfer Harvester over, and then move into that corner. See, I already got the testicles too, Q2, which is nice. There we go. I'm actually not going to take the corner at all. I'm going to try to split the corner on his natural expo. Taking his other old Derek in the corner, probably not paying attention by now. It's kind of late in the game. Should be okay. Catch that light tank, but I think he did see my PC, which is nice. Unfortunately, my heavy tank's kind of out of position. I'm losing a lot of army there, and I'm low power, so this is actually not going super great. Power plant down, testicles up now, but yeah, I lost a lot more army there than I should have, but I still think I have a decent position here. I'm just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Get another heavy tank there, and it should be okay to push. The Rax there too, to quickly cut down on my reinforcement path. And go ahead and kill that rifle, because why not? And move into the back there. Get my heavy tanks in front. Base push just slightly. Slowly crawl up. Haven't seen much yet, so I'm actually going to attack him in the north. And then I see his armor right there. Pull back. My heavy tank's kind of in bad position. He's got actually a great concave here. Once again, trading out a little bit more poorly than I should be, but he's retreating here, and I don't know why. He definitely had the better concave, but he loses that tank and all that armor, and I make a pretty good mincemeat of him there, actually. So my army is actually pretty thin right now. Got a testicle around his base, which is nice. I'm following up with some flame towers and another testicle, but he's gonna have to retreat here a little bit. He's gonna dive back in, which I think is actually kind of a mistake. He's gonna lose a lot just trying to kill that testicle. I mean, that flame tower just got just enough value. So this is actually kind of getting dicey. It's a real meat grinder for the base push here. He's got a turret out, which is actually not what he needed at all. It's gonna hurt that heavy tank a little bit, but once again, both tanks die. I had just enough armor or infantry left rather to just push through there, and he kind of ran out of steam. Kill the power plant first, just in case it's a little power, and then I'm gonna go for that Conyard. He doesn't pull it away at all, which is kind of confusing. Maybe he's trying to get one last defense out, but that was not great for him. Got 3 heavy tanks out there and decided just to send them back. Engineer just barely dies because there's 2 rivals just happen to be sitting there, but I'm kind of happy with this. Just going to continue to push into that war factory. And I see that he's got another army coming. That's alright, I got quite a big army presence here, so I'm just going to keep pushing. We got the MCV coming back for backup anyway, so once an MCV goes down, I'll have some more armor with the flame tower. That's going to be just in range of his infantry there, which is really nice. And yeah, but it's kind of stalling out here. I killed his expo. Looks like he's just set up his second expo over here, and these 3 heavy tanks are going to make any mincemeat of harvesters there. The heavy tanks will kill the MCV if he really wants to, but he should pull that away. That's his only MCV, I'm pretty sure, unless he builds another one. See 1 rocket, and I'm actually not too worried about that. Then I see the second one, just back out. And yep, just still plenty of eco on this map. I've only expended once, and so floating 4K. So just holding down this left side, or rather right side rather, and yep, just got some tanks coming back. Got one on the far back in there, one close to it. Second war factory coming out, so I'll have quicker reinforcements there with the tanks. I'm just gonna rally those 3 tanks in the back. He probably is expecting me to attack on the left side, which is definitely where I should attack, because I know that's where his only eco will be. But once I kind of reveal myself with those 3 heavy tanks there, I kind of expect him to pull out there. And that's going to give me a chance to pull into his main, kill his army when it comes out, rather than attack in his vision. So those heavy tanks are just going to kind of drive by, kill, get my other 2 tanks in position, get the rest of my army in position there. Slowly starting to run out of eco, so I build another ref. And I'm going to build a 3rd one, I'll probably move out my main MCV to the top. And just like I wanted, that army is going to get caught in transition there. Not as much as I wanted it to get, but you know, I did catch a significant amount of it. And he's got, once again, a pretty good angle right here, but I have a lot of armor. He's only got the 2 tanks, and they're kind of out of position, so I realized that just with the tanks I have, I'm not going to be able to crush anymore, so I'm just kind of trying to keep them in the middle of my army. Keep pushing. Got another ref down, so I'm going to be good on army again. Base push on the right side again. Actually, somehow managed to keep one tank alive. Clean up his whole army, so that was pretty good. Kind of attacked him right where he wanted to, and he's in trouble now. But he does have pillbox support, and I think there is another MCV in his main base now. So he's gonna slowly be able to deflect this attack unless he doesn't have anything left, which he actually might not. And I check back on the backside, make sure there's no engineer or anything like that capping. But he's not. He tried to transition to tier 2. We can kill that radar before I see anything, and my radar is going to be nice and forward in his face. Then I kill his SDs to really reset him. And unfortunately, I tried attacking him afterwards, and half the units just kind of walked across the SD, which is not great. You can see it right now, a lot of them just going over, but that is going to do the nice benefit of forcing him to kill his own SD. And it's actually one hit away, it's actually going to live. It's kind of funny. Yep, nothing going on in the back, just managing my harvesters. APC is still chilling in the back, just going to place him on that ref so it doesn't do anything. Once again, he's pushing into my base push, but he just doesn't have enough. Because sacrifices a lot of his units for a test coil and a flame tower. And with my second war factory, I was able just to continuously pump out tanks close to him. So he's kind of at a point where he can't really retreat from the space push though, so he's kind of forced to fight here no matter what he wants to do. But I'm still kind of waiting for an attack on the backside. Nothing's happening. My radar, unfortunately, all it's going to do is get out a single airfield before it goes down, but then he retreats and then goes back, which is never a good idea. But yeah, his last tank's pretty much gone. He's just relying on pillboxes now, and I've got 4 heavy tanks that it's more than enough to deal with pillboxes. Some flamethrowers are going to come in just to burn down his structures really quickly, and I even got a B2 there for the extra support. So, yeah, Mint's pretty much dead at this rate. It was the only chances if he's been expanding on the backside this entire time that I've kind of neglected, but all of his tech was here in his main base, so that's kind of rough to lose. Scouting with my yak on the backside just to see if there's an army coming or anything like that, but I think I'm okay right here. MCV gonna go down with the E2. Do see that he got a second radar out and MCV in the corner, but no ref there, so I'm safe to expand on my left side. Max should be able to cover it, and his main base is definitely going to go down in just a second here. So MC is going to try to run away, but I have second yak to come in and cut that off, and it is gone. So his SD that survived this time is definitely not going to survive this time, as he's going to be the one that runs across it, and my units are just going to slowly whittle it away. There it goes, it finally dies. There's still 4 heavy tanks left, and they're just going to crush what's left of that army. Claim MCV, place another ref, even though I'm floating 6k, really don't need it. It's just kind of stopping him from getting me go. Just kind of finish off what's left of that base. My APC in the back has actually been blocking his gem mine for a while, which is actually kind of huge. But see that he's got nothing in the corner yet, just place that ref, so I'm just going to rally some yaks over. If I can get 3 yaks and kill that ref, that'll hurt his eco, and he'll be pretty much dead in the water. Realize my infantry queue has stopped, so I restart that. Throw in some flames, because I'm going to do the same thing I did on the right side. On the left side, I'm just going to start base pushing him and burn everything down if I can. Gets a pillbox in the top and finally gets that harvester up there, but I'm just going to run that APC away, which more than did its job. Got a spy plane in coming on the left side to see that, nope, he does not have anything there, so I'm just going to finish off his last ref there, send 2 heavy tanks up to the top to kill the harvesters and the refs there, and I'll be fine. Got my 3 yaks there, which will go in and snipe the radar or the refinery in a second, and then I got the B2 sniping the radar too, so I'm in great shape here. 4 heavy tanks actually rallied up there, but that's fine. They're gonna scare him away. B2 got danger close and ends up dying. That's okay. I'm just gonna go and strafe everything with my yaks, because he's got little anti-air. Don't even lose 1 yet. Finally lose the yak, and the second one goes down, but they did their job. That's pretty much all of Mint's army right there. Got a test coil, gonna build the SAM site just so I can push in properly. 3rd war factory coming out on this left side, so I'm totally free to get tanks there to the front line as fast as possible again. But yeah, this game's pretty much over. Mint held on pretty well. He tried to transition to tier 2, maybe get some artillery or Blackhawks out, which I know that he is really good with, but fortunately he just couldn't handle the aggression with the base pushes, and losing that first expo really kind of set him back. So he's just going to struggle here for a little bit longer. Once this army kind of combines on the left side, he's going to be calling it GG in a second, I imagine. So one last attack here where the Harv's pulled. 1 Harv goes down. Second Harv finally goes down. My axe totally see that he has nothing left in his base. I'm just gonna move that MC up now, base push in, and that should be it. Blackhawk takes off just before the heavy tanks can kill it, but good target fire for the rockets there as it goes down. Actually had quite a sizable army there that was kind of rotating back to the right side of us, but there we go. Mint goes in and called the GG. Pretty straightforward game, just aggressive base push, couldn't handle it, tried to tech out of it, kept resetting them, didn't get enough tech assets out there before I got tier 2 myself, so just kind of straightforward, and we'll jump to game 2. Alright, so we're back here with game 2 on 3.5 Woods. This is a remake from 7.5 Woods, I think Who Cares or something like that made the map. It's like the 1v1 version, the other one was 2v2. It's a pretty interesting map. There is a lot of ore mines, kind of like the last map, but less eco, like in the start. And then there's 4 ore decks in the middle, which I thought were pretty interesting, so I always kind of wanted to try and get really aggressive on this and do like a triple ref. See if I could steal 3 of those 4 oil derricks, or maybe just kill his 2 oil derricks. And I think a triple ref and having 2 oil derricks by yourself, that would just put you in a pretty big economic lead. Allow you to pump out a lot of infantry really quickly, and you just overwhelm them that way. So that's gonna be my strategy this time, just a triple ref, see if I can get on top of Mint really early. I'm also going to rally my rifles really far forward, just because I am going to try to push them really hard. I'm not going to focus on my second oil derrick, rather than trying to take his and kill his engineer if I can. If I can kill his engineer, great. If not super worried about it. I'll eventually kill him just with the triple ref army and everything, so we'll have to see. Got some medics mixed in there too, because medics are always such great value units. See that he had engineer capping there, but unfortunately did not kill him since he had some rifles there. Did some fancy 4th fire micro, but didn't kill anything, just kind of forced his guys to move. No big deal, I'll just go to my own side this time, since he looks like he had a similar idea to me. Or at the very least he had a really great positioning on his rifles.
Construction complete.
Got a second ref down and instantly just sell it, just because I don't need it on that patch. That second ref is in a really good position. See, he's got nothing on my second oil derricks, that's great. Unfortunately, I'm spending a little too much here. Just need to be a little bit careful, probably spent 1 too many medics. I only need like 2, I have 3. Third ref's going to come out in about 15 seconds, so it's halfway done. Second oil derrick is captured. So once again, I'm going to rally all my units to the middle. I don't need rockets yet, just because I know that War Factory, if he was going for it, would be about, you know, another 30 seconds away. But once that third ref's going to come down, I can totally start getting all my infantry queued up and get them out on the field as much as possible. You can see I'm going 10-5, we can throw in some medics in there. They get another War Factory, or another barracks out, so I can really push in. And I'm pushing across here by his oil derrick. I don't see anything, that's great, so I know they've retreated. And then, unfortunately, my rifles just kind of conga lined right into his infantry that were just on the outskirts, so I didn't lose too bad there, but enough to make me go away. But then he catches me right on the move back. And I'm trading not that great at all, actually. He had a lot more than I expected there. And all I have left is a bunch of medics that are going to die. My engineer does get the capture, which is nice, but he can instantly just decap that if he wants, and I can't really do anything about it, so got a few rifles back that I'm going to try to defend if I can. You know, if he tries to go back in there with the oil advantage and the vision advantage, I'll probably be okay, but it's not looking great for me. Spent a little too much on the attack, so nothing's gone as it could have gone, as I hoped it would have gone, but still in an okay position here. Triple ref is, like, it's relatively safe. You're only going to be behind a little bit for, like, vehicles, and, like, you're going to have the early army presence that you're not going to miss too much, except for when he goes Blackhawks. And I should have realized that, yeah, it's Mint, he's going to go Blackhawks. But he snipes out all my rockets, so that's actually a problem. So I just pretty much stopped queuing infantry, since I'm going to need, like, 1-to-1 ratio. And kind of make a decision here to go double War Factory and just try to mass light tanks, see if that would work against Blackhawks, since they won't be effective. Not sure if it's a great idea or not, and I wasn't sure at the time either, but you can see I'm back to 10-5. I'm going to need a lot of rockets. I've got a lot of rockets now. Built 1 Ranger too, just so he can give me extra vision for those rockets in case he wants to go in with those Blackhawks. But you still have to be very careful with the move outs. Gotta have those rockets ready and primed so I can manually target fire, because that's going to be a big thing here. City's moving in, and he's getting 2 of them, and the Black Hawk gets away. That's unfortunate. Barely gets away. One more rocket would have done it in, but sometimes you can't win even at max range. But I'm definitely on the back foot here. I know he's got a tech advantage for one thing, and if he did his Black Hawk rush, which I'm reasonably certain it was his Black Hawk rush, and not like a quick radar into Black Hawks, he's probably about to expand within the next minute, but unfortunately I lose 2 more rockets, and he's killing even more out, and I just don't have the ability to chase down this Black Hawk, so it's not looking good for me. I move out my main see just a tiny bit. I'm worried about Black Hawks instant sniping it, so I don't want to move it too far. Just gonna kind of get it in between those ORA patches. I can still kind of protect my main base a little bit, but I need to start thinking about transitioning into radar, but I really need another ref here in a second, just so 1 more racks and then another ref so I can stop stalling the Nico, because I'm getting pretty dangerously slow. I still only have 3 harvesters, and I'm building off of 2 racks, 2 war factory. Got a glimpse of a Black Hawk there by my old Derek. Finally gonna get a Black Hawk, and it cost him what, like 1500 for like 8 of my rockets, so not great on my side. I'm still losing, and he's got a pretty sizable force there. Once again, all my rockets are dead, so I get really good crushes with my light tanks, like actually incredible crushes there that kind of allow me to stay in this game. And once again, good crushes, but he's slowly killing off my light tanks, and I need to save every single rifle that I can just to kind of distract from the Black Hawks if I can. And because I was queuing up the pillbox, and I still don't have that 3rd ref out, I'm stalling once again, pretty much overspending at this rate. Going back to 5-5 since, again, I don't have any rockets, and that's kind of all I need. Put in a few medics just to see if I can keep those rockets alive a little bit longer, but unfortunately, a Black Hawk will kill a standing rocket in 1 shot. If they're prone, then it takes 2, but so if like the splash gets them, but if you're really good about it, and Mint is really good about it, you can micro out those rockets before they even get prone, so they'll just die. And then 4 light tanks, not what I really want to see, especially on that ref right there. I really need that harvester. But Mint's gonna dive in here. Loses 1 light tank, and my harvester does not die. Loses a 2nd light tank and a Black Hawk. So that was actually a decent win for me on my part, but once again, I'm kind of stuck just playing on the back foot, and I really need to get outside my base. I really need another proper expansion. See another Black Hawk coming in, and yep, he's going in. I don't have rockets number again, and there goes all my rockets one more time. So this is absolutely brutal. So at this rate, I decide I need to try to get off the back foot and maybe just do a distraction. I think these light tanks, there's a significant number of them now. If I can get them in, that'd be nice. And then I make a really bad decision here to go in for the crush, and then had a similar number of light tanks. Yeah, I did get a good crush, but I lost pretty much all my light tanks for that. 1 light tank that is half a breath away from dying is not great. So once again, all that light tanks for pretty much nothing. Back on the back foot. Built the turret in a kind of sneaky position because of those light tanks, which, you know, it is going to push him back, which is good. But once again, I really don't have anything to do with those Black Hawks. And he's gonna keep pushing it here, which is actually pretty bad on his part. I've got a decent position. His light tanks are getting shredded before they get close to me, so similar to how I just attacked him. And I want to make sure I hunt down those, because there was a lot of rockets in that as they were retreating. So that was good. Little grab by me. That's helping me fight back, but Mint's definitely still ahead with Black Hawks, and I haven't seen him in a while, which is never a good thing. Nope, there's one. It's a vet one. I'm gonna target fire, but he's so good at sniping out those rockets. Got 1 rocket left, and it's not even gonna get there because it's all the way in the back, so I've just been building reps at this point, trying to get up in macro, but I'm starting to stall out again. My bottom ore fields are already harvested. That expansion is going to be harvested with 3 harvests really quickly. And then I see a bunch of light tanks in the back, and that's never a good idea. Never a good thing for me, at least. I really don't have the numbers to deal with it. That harvester is going to die. I'm going to have to pull that other one off. 1 pillbox is not going to actually scare those rockets or those light tanks, but at this rate, I'm kind of committed to an attack with the north just to see if I can get away with it. Did transition to SD, which is nice, to get some meat-up tanks out since I'm going to need them, and having that second war factor would be really good. Get a nice grab there, gets 1 rocket for it, but you know, I'll take trading 1 rocket for a Black Hawk. Gonna finally get some pressure on him. This is the first time I've actually seen his base all game. Black Hawk goes down, but it kills a huge chunk of my infantry. And I get some decent crushes with my light tanks again. But he cleans up all of my infantry, and I'm just down to 3 light tanks. One's heavily injured. One of his Blackhawks goes to land. I'm like, cool, I'll take that, thank you. And another one goes to land, but he's smart enough to pull it away. I'm hoping that was his only helipad, and I could just kill it. Mint is definitely smarter than that. There's going to be another one. But I try to poke at his advanced power plant a little bit, and he has some beacons coming up, so I have to run away. But I'm starting to get some hold here, and I'm actually starting to feel a little comfortable that it's not sitting as far ahead as I thought he was. Finally got that SD out, and I got some meter tanks out, which is really good. Moving my MCV again so I can crawl to that ore patch. And I'm thinking now if I can attack on the bottom and kill his eco, if he hasn't ecoed up, which is something that does a lot. Yeah, but okay. 4 more light tanks in the back are poking at me, but I pulled my harvesters off a long time ago, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. And yeah, I see that Mint's not at my natural expo, so that's good. I've got just enough army to kill that, so I'm not super concerned with it. But yeah, he's got a lot of rockets there. You know, that's okay. I still got more than enough to shoot through it, but those pillboxes are going to be kind of dangerous. Although I do have such a heavy rocket count because of the Blackhawks. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of army here, so I'm going to keep pushing it, which is fine. And then unfortunately the Blackhawks come in, and there's 3 of them, and all of my rockets are dead, so I just pull all those meter tanks back since they're not going to do anything left. And that's a pretty big army for Mint on the left side, but I'm hoping that's kind of all he's got. I can manage that. His light tanks are actually burning down my medium tanks there, but that's fine. He's going to trade out 1 light tank for 2 medium tanks. He's got so much more. He's going to run into my army, so we're pretty much even there again. Still on the back foot. I'm feeling okay though. It's not terrible. I feel like I can get out of this. These Blackhawks are just absolutely murdering me though. Just not killing them in the numbers I need to. But I finally get a good kill there. Get 2 of the 3 for all my rockets. And that's kind of my saving grace, is I'm slowly starting to chip away at those Blackhawks. But I just think that, I don't know, I'm broke once again. I need to transfer my harves. I need to get them back on the bottom and transfer over to the left. My one harvester in the main base has decided it wants to hop to the back point, which I guess I'm okay with since the threat of the light tanks is gone for now. But yeah, it's minute 11:30, and I'm just now transferring into radar, which I probably should have done a long time ago since I'm allies. Flak trucks would have been absolutely amazing had I had access to them, but unfortunately I did not. But yeah, I guess my double refractory hasn't turned out super terrible. I mean, I'm still in this game and it's been 11 minutes and it looked pretty bad from the early on, but of course as soon as I transferred my harvesters down to the south is when those light tanks hit. At least now I have SD out so I can get some mechanics out. But yep, harvester goes down, don't even get a single light tank. All my army's on the bottom and I'm really exposed to the top, but I do have a turret there at least. I do have a second MC out, which would be nice. Got that mechanic right back in the harvester, which is good, so it's gonna go right back to work. Building turrets and A again, so I'm kind of waiting and hoping that his flak show up. That's why I have a second MCV, so I can just place it, drop the A gun, and I'll kill a bunch. But yeah, I'm still stalling really hard, and there's just not much I can do. I don't really feel safe going to the top, since he's got the Blackhawks, he probably has them there. I don't really feel safe moving out this expansion MCV yet, because he's got Blackhawks, and then of course he attacks me where I'm not, which is a great move by his part. It's only 2 light tanks and a bunch of infantry there, but it's more than enough to deal with that guy I got. The Blackhawks would help definitely for sure, and then they finally come, but this pillbox is doing great. Drop the AA gun, kill the Blackhawk, which is nice. See a pretty big infantry attachment right there, and I got a lot of medium tanks from those double refractors. I'm going to clean that up, which that's good. But once again, Mint has a bunch of Blackhawks, but I'm going to kill 1. Still killing a lot of my rifles. There's 3 more. And there goes all my rockets again. I have exactly 1 rocket hit, it's just not enough. So yeah, this is, every time I get a decent number of rockets up, Mint just fires back with his Blackhawks, so... it's looking real rough every time he kills those off. If I can keep him alive, I'd probably be in okay shape, but that's just so hard to do versus him. I really need pillboxes right here. I deploy the ref just because I need the extra armor with the harvester. Not even expecting him to live, I just need to stall as much as I can. There we go, he's got quite a big army here, but I have a lot of heavy, or medium tanks rather. He decides to retreat, which I'm okay with. I'll shoot back. Got a secondary army down here. That's maybe something I can push out with, but I know there's a lot going on up here. And it's going to come in here, trying to do good target fire on the light tanks. and he's got so much there. But I got a lot of medium tanks too, so it's not going to be too terrible. If I can get Pillbox out, I'd probably be okay, but unfortunately I had an AA gun prepped and ready. And yeah, he pretty much cleans up that army. Wasn't even building a Pillbox, can't even afford it, but that MCV is going to have to retreat. There goes my chance of expanding on that side. I'm going to lose pretty much all of that. Those heavy tanks, the medium tanks rather, just need to get pushed back. As power plant goes down, my 2 AA guns are going to go down. I might be able to hold on to my refinery in that turret, but do get a little lucky there with the catching of his harsher long distance mining. But yeah, I'm still struggling. One more harvester looks like it's going to get caught. Or half my army gets split though, that's not great. But I guess I'll take a free harvester. And there go the Blackhawks. Gonna kill the MCV, no chance of recovering it. Still don't have the AA gun when I need it. They always have the wrong defensive structure, but sometimes this is how life is. That's alright, he doesn't have a whole lot of rockets there, and I got just enough medium tanks to push him back. Although I think he really could stay if he wants to. Kill 2 harvesters there on the bottom, which is good, and I got that. He got harassed in the back, but just judging by how long that harvester's been there, he's probably way ahead in macro at this rate, since that is empty. I know he's at least 2 mines ahead of me. Get another harvester here on the right side while I sack my army on the left side, but I just don't think it's going to help me in the long run, especially since those Blackhawks are near. That army's forfeit unless I can get him back, which I'm going to try my best. Yeah, once again, I'm knocked down to just 5 mines. He's killed off that expansion. And there goes the Blackhawks, killing all my rockets again. Got an A gun good this time, so I don't think any of those Blackhawks get away. Just kidding. 2 of them are going to get A1. 1 barely making it away. Really unfortunate there. Yeah, I'm sticking in this game. I'm not ready to give up yet. I know Mint's got a pretty big lead, but, you know, it's always possible for him to make a mistake, and, you know, he is new to Masters, even though he's definitely a Master quality player. There's always a chance that he fumbles it. But, yeah, at this rate, I see how many Blackhawks he's got, how many medium tanks he's got, and my distinct lack of anything, that, this is pretty much it. Retreat what army I can, but he can just keep pressing in this far away, and I don't have enough to save it. I'm down to 1 MCV again, can't really expand. Just placing defenses when I can, trying to get another ref up here. Can't even get it properly closed, I have the long distance mine. Do decide that, you know, maybe I can sneak an MCV out this backside and maybe get a ref over there, and he won't be paying attention to it since he's so focused on my base, but it's getting pretty dusky for me. 17 minutes into this game and I'm still on tier 2, still on 5 mines basically. Just throwing down defenses where I can, repairing the 1 pillbox, even though it broke. And yep, oh, there's a big army. There goes 2 of my harvesters, and that's not great. I can't defend against this. Selling off a ref, transferring those harvesters over. My sneaky expansion MCV did get there, which is nice, but I don't have a ref ready. I'm just now starting to build one. And if he pushes in right now, I just don't have enough to deal with it. See the block is coming over there on the left side, but I do have that AA gun there, which is nice, and now that AA gun is threatened, and I'm probably not going to be able to save it. So, yep, it's doing the death push here. This is the barf move. AA gun gets 1 of the Blackhawks, but there it is. I don't have enough to deal with this. We're just going to get 1 last valiant effort, and then watch as Mint kills me. So there's the GG, so Mint played really well there. 3 ref into 2 War Factory as it is not a good counter to Blackhawks. I would probably just been better off going straight to tier 2 and then just placing the A guns everywhere. But even then, I don't think it would have mattered. Mint had such great micro that game, and just a perfect counter to the build I had sent me so far behind. And it is possible for him to slip up, but he's been really good lately about not doing that. So well played to him, and we'll jump into the next series, which I believe is Anjew. Alright, so we're back here with the games against Anjew. It's getting pretty late in the season, actually. I think I only had 3 matches left, or 3 series left, including the one with Anjew right here. I think at this point, Creo was undefeated. Fazar and Cav had split, and I had split with Fazar, and I split with Cav, so I think I was 1 loss behind since I just lost to Mint too, so it was getting pretty solidified on who the top 4 would be at this rate. At the same time, I was still kind of under the impression that I wouldn't make the playoffs, so I was kind of hoping that Mint could maybe etch out Unanos. I think Mint was like 1 point behind. He had some tough games left, but it was kind of wait and see.
Unit ready.
But going here against Anjew,
Unit
just
ready.
same thing I kind of did last time against Vizar. It was kind of my plan. Once again, I got allies, so it's really easy to do those pushes with the early meeting tanks and everything.
Unit ready.
They're just going to capture that oil deck first, and then retreat back, capture the power plant, and kind of push Anjew on his oil. I do that Anjew has, especially like the last season, watching a lot of his games, he really liked his
Construction complete. Unit ready.
skipping SD for mass APCs and going with like 6 racks before he even moved out. So I was kind of wary of that, and I knew if I saw like a lot of APCs that would be coming.
Unit
And I think, I mean, this is kind of future saying since I'm recording this after the season and everything, but this might have been before or after he played Vizar. And stole a game off Vizar because he just absolutely crushed Vizar because he moved his army out. So I was kind of wary of that too. I thought I'd have to play a little bit more protective. But as you can see, my early engagement there was not going great because he had a dog, so I just had to quickly retreat there, but that's totally fine. You know, I lost maybe 5 or 6 rifles, which is, yeah, that sucks, but not something that I can't overcome with some good position later on in the game. Engineer is capturing that back line. Power plant at the perfect time. Had Andrew sent a dog back there, that actually really good. I don't think I've seen somebody on this map. It wasn't played enough to see that happen, or people try to experiment with that, but you always do have to be careful of Soviet players and their dogs because they will sneak up on you, I swear.
Structure captured.
Engineer captured. The center is still active, so I know that he hasn't captured his power plant yet, or he's either captured the gaps general already, which is very unlikely. I don't think I've seen people actually capture it.
Ready.
I always assume once the power goes out that they did capture it and then unpowered it because they can't have it with the extra power, but chances are it's just they capture their power plant.
Unit ready.
Just building out some rockets and some more medics just to kind of round out that army.
Unit ready.
I'm not super worried about the APC yet since the APC won't be coming out for another 22 seconds. And by then I'll have my light tank. I'm going double light tank before I even go with another harvest, so I'll be totally set. It's going to delay my infantry production just slightly, but that's okay. Be worth it, I think. I'll have more armor if he does have that early APCs to push me, and I'll be able to collect it just a little bit better. Definitely cutting down on the wire there on my macro though. My money's getting really low constantly. I might actually stall here in just a second. Those harvesters are just neatly harvesting enough for me. The ref should be coming out in just about 5 seconds, I think.
Construction complete.
There it is.
Ready.
Perfectly placed. Get that harvester on the nice juicy patches first. And I'm just slowly pushing. I got my 2 light tanks, so you probably should have 1 APC, maybe 2 APCs at this rate. Still going to do the same thing I did last time, but that slowly build out and barely move my MCV out. Just gives me that tanks better and quicker, which again, if Andrew is going with that APC build, it'll be better for that anyways. I'll have more armor. Just going to go ahead and poke at his oil derrick. See, he's got some infantry there, so I'm totally happy to kill that oil and kill the kill the barrel too. I don't know why my blind just blanked. Those 3 Grens kill that power plant in the back. That's not great. They're gonna kill another power plant if I'm not careful, but I should be able to deal with it. But I'll take the oil derrick over 2 power plants. That's not it sucks. Yeah, it's gonna put me low power, and that was definitely well worth it on his part. But I'll take that trade. He did capture the gap generator in the middle and just sold it for $1, but that's fine. I'm just gonna have plenty of extra cash for my little crawl out. As soon as I get these power plants back in order, I'll be able to properly defend. So
Construction complete.
decided not to cancel that SD since it was so close. That was definitely a move. If Andrew is doing APCs there now, he's actually probably in a pretty good position to roll me over since I'm so low on
Low
power.
Ready.
And I still don't even have a 5th harvest route because I'm so low power that it's taking forever. So I'm definitely set back, but I am floating 6K. So once I do get some power back and stuff motivated, I'll be really in a prime position just to spend a lot of cash real quick. This harvester is finally out at minute 430, so about 30 seconds behind where you should be expecting to be expanding. That's okay. I'm actually needing salads. That's how much money for spending I'm having. But that power plant's finally going to come back out, and I'm going to build a third one just because I absolutely need it. And that is finally going to get me back on track. Andrew should definitely be ahead in army value right now, especially if he did the triple APC, which again, that's kind of what I've been expecting this entire time. I don't think there's a single game that he didn't do it. And of course I see 2 APCs right there at the top ORA Ladder, so yep, that's a pretty good sign that he's doing APCs. He's going to push one across, which is smart, and he's going to retreat it before it gets too much in danger, but I'm not going to be able to save that ORA Ladder, but I do have enough there to I can contest with some APCs. First thing I got a medium tank out, just going to kind of get those in a better position. Got to be very careful with conga lines, they've already hurt me in a few games, and it's just something you have to deal with the pathfinding this release. Still pushing silos, but now with that third Rax and that fourth Rax, I should start to finally break the bank a little bit. Gonna do like a small split on the left side. Probably not the best idea against APCs, but at the same time, catching that army right there was actually pretty big, because it could totally wipe my main if I hadn't scouted, so a little lucky break there. A lot of rifle presence for him. He's actually kind of light on rockets, which is kind of weird. But forming a decent angle of attack here if he wants to go in. Just need to get my top army into position a little bit. I'll run those tanks away from the rockets as best I can, but his APCs are completely caught off guard there. I'm taking a pretty decent trade. 3 APCs finally get in. 1 APC gets decent crushes, but the second one does not. Fourth one does not, and fifth one did not really either, so definitely APCs did not work out for him well there. And that was just a little bit better of engagement that I had than he was hoping for. I got up to 5 Raxes now. I'm going to get up to 6 Raxes since I have so much money still before I even have that expansion ref out. But I'm going to need it really quick because that money is going to super dry up as soon as this 6 Rax comes online. Still pushing hard on the left side because he's got those light tanks put in the infantry, might as well. There's that 6 Rax, and watch that 6 grand just disappear. And again, he's pushing into me, but his APCs are in a really bad position, and he doesn't get the crushes, loses the APCs, so once again, the army advantage just swung heavily in my favor, I think, and I'm able to safely split on the backside. It does have this little army in the bottom, which is nice, but I just had just enough build radius there with the pillbox, and got a lot of his rockets when they grouped up together, so he got a move command there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. He's trying to block the war factory, but that just instant crushes with the medium tanks, so kind of bad luck there, bad move. That 6 grand is down to 3 grand, and that ref is still not out, but Andrews doesn't look like he's in that much better shape. Can't attack on the left side because he's got flame towers and all that stuff there, so I just retreat away as best I can. And I still want to protect my expansion, so I only sent half that army up to his main. Finally get that expansion ref out at a minute 7:30, so that's kind of crazy. He's getting really good crushes finally with his APCs, but you know, that army did its job on the left side more than tenfold. Plus I got that little attack into his main. I'm going for a 3rd ref, or 6th ref, 5th ref, I don't remember. Really good flame tower there though, takes all of my rocket soldiers, and that army has to retreat away. But yeah, I have a pretty threatening army here in the middle. You know, 3 medium tanks is going to deal with APCs pretty reliably, especially if he hasn't transitioned to heavy tanks, which he probably should. By minute 8, his APCs are not paying the same weight as they were before. You see he's got an APC over the cross, so I'll just try to kill him with a medium tank. He's getting decent crushes. And there's nothing but rifles there, so yeah, I can keep that medium tank there. That's perfect. That's what I want to see. Got a second MCV finally out. Alright, the rockets are showing up, so I'm going to retreat that tank away, covering that MCV with my army on the left, and just re-rallying everything onto the right. MCV's in a good position now, can deploy it, get that ref down, just kind of start a base push on this left side. I think he's kind of did the same thing I did, which is not crawl all the way there, you just kind of move his MCV out just a little bit just to reach there. That means I can base push relatively easily without having to worry about countering his base defenses. Also just trying to camp his ORA. See, he's got a lot of army there, but I'm happy to engage him with that. I got more than enough tanks, I feel like. My tanks are in okay position. He has no tanks besides his harvesters, and I'm happy to kill off his harvesters there. APC going in for another crush. Actually gets pretty good crushes that time. Still alive, actually. His harvesters are actually forcing the scatter on my command, so that attack actually got completely throttled. and I have to move that MCV back, but
Ready.
I'm still feeling okay right now. I'm gonna plop down a turret and then just retreat. Plop down the barracks too, but if I can kill that HC, that's his only armor, so that army will be heavily neutered without it. And I can just build pillboxes to save myself. Transferring over the primary racks, over to the left side, getting that pillbox ready since the MCV is not blocked, and I'm going to push on this right side again. You see he's finally deployed, dropped that pillbox, and his army decided not to attack on the left side, so I'm kind of curious, maybe he's trying to transition and attack on my right side. So I'm going to go ahead and move that other MCV out to the middle, since controlling the middle on this map is pretty big. And I see a large army right there, so that's going to cue me in that he's got everything coming on his left side that he's been deathballing. Totally fine. I think I can deal with that for now at least. Got a pretty good angle of attack, just got to move that medium tank. He's got no armor left, so I'm going to trade out very favorably there. And I'm finally just going to move that army to the left, try to collapse in the middle. And yep, killed the most of his army out there. I think he might have had another movement or something there, but I can move my second MC out to the middle, chase down the little straggling of rockets and stuff there. Ref's almost done, so I'm going to fully control the middle. I'm not sure where Andrew's army is. I think it actually might have been looping around on the side, but you know, you send an army on a big excellent like that, and I could just control the middle and push you into the main. I'm going to kill you before you can finally get to me. Protecting where my main army is not, so it's going to be back on the left side. And set it up, get those tanks in front, get that tank in front too. Still stalling out, I don't know how actually, because I have so many refs, but it is what it is. Thinking about deathballing back into the middle again. I'm seeing some scouts getting constantly killed, so I'm thinking maybe he's attacking on that left side. But it looks like there's nothing here so far. Nope, oh, there's another one, so yeah, he's probably going through the middle. I'll probably be able to collapse on him. But it doesn't look like he actually has there, it's just a few scouts though. I say, alright, well I guess I'm deathballed now, so I'll just push on this left side. I don't think he can stop this. I haven't seen heavy tanks yet. There's more than enough medium tanks to deal with APCs. Yeah, he's just slowly sending out scouts to die. I think he was trying to find out exactly where he was, but unfortunately I was right in front of his base. There's his army again. His flame towers are super annoying. He's doing a really good job micro there. But I just have enough armor to push through. First heavy tank is finally out at minute 11:30, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, he's just not in a great position there. Tanks were in the back. I've got more than enough infantry mass to push through. Heavy tries to go in for the crush and dies, and it goes as and calls the GG there. So kind of back and forth. That's actually a pretty good game. I think there was chances that had he pressed on and attacked, he could have got me. I got lucky and scouted on crossing the map at the one time. If I had missed that, it could have been a game changer. I think when I watched the replay, Andrew went to the top right corner and got the 2 mines over there rather than trying to control the middle, which maybe was a mistake. Having the middle on such a map like this is pretty important since there's so much money in the middle, but it just worked out in my favor. But yeah, we'll jump into game 2.
Battle control initialized.
Alright, so we're back here for game 2 with Andrew on Ryan Falls from Pink Thought. This is kind of an underrated map, I feel like. It's got 3 oil derricks, 1 in the back, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the corner. So it's kind of contestable oil derricks in the middle, semi-contestable in the corner, and then 1 safe one in the back. Very big map, and honestly kind of very plain for Pink Thought. He kind of looks like a map that I would make with a lot of open space in the ground, but plays pretty interesting. You only got 2 mines at the start. I've seen Milkman kind of do like this weird thing where he moves his main MC out after his second ref and places it like at the middle of that road, kind of where my cursor is right now. A little bit just to the left of the road, and then just kind of crawls to both those ore mines and doesn't even build an ST for a while. And with the late MCV or no MCV, a lot of light vehicle play that's kind of become meta. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know, it just leaves your main so exposed and you can attack from wide on that right side. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting play. I've seen a lot of cool games in this map, so I definitely think this map is underrated. But once again, I'm against Andrew. This time I got Soviets, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with his APC spam if it catches me off guard. That said, I'm going to go with a late kennel here just to try to push this middle oil there. If I can get these 3 oils to his 1 or 2, That'll be a pretty good economic boon, and I'll be able to just kind of counter his APCs with more rockets and more infantry. But it's all going to come down to if I can actually capture and hold these oil derricks or not. So it's going to be a little bit dicey there. If he went straight to the middle, this could actually be pretty rough. That's why I waited for the dog to get there. Looking so far like it's pretty good. Should probably have that dog on my radar, or at the very least have it queued so it's a hotkeyed rather than having to constantly deselect it, since if it moves and dies, I will be completely screwed. That's right, got my second ref out here. Kind of realized that I threw my racks at a bad spot and that ref can't really get placed properly, but that's okay. It's not going to matter too much. Get really lucky here that I managed to find the exact spot that his rifles were not, and get total vision on both of his split army right there. Got all of his infantry for free except for the few that got away. Finally going to get a few, but my dog still managed to live, which is good, so I'm just going to rotate over and get out of his oil derrick vision. Gonna try to save the dog this time, but nope, it dies. But that's alright, I'm gonna kill the rest of his rifles. Trade it out more than reasonably enough there. And I hear there's one more rifle, and I assume it's just in the ore. So I'm just gonna rally those troops around, rally those ones back to the middle so I can safely capture this, and that'll put me in at least a 3-1, unless he hasn't caught his back one at all, which, judging by the fact that there's no engineer around, chances are he went to the first and then to the back one. Or his engineer just went straight to the back, or he's going to the corner. But either way, I'll be heading oil derricks just slightly. But with that extra oil derrick, I'm killing those 2 rifles right there. I know I'm pretty well ahead, so I'm going to be able to pump out some rifles rather quickly. Also had those ref still and place these over there and capping that oil derrick, so you know that one's pretty safe to go to. He's got some fancy force fire. He's going to kill those rifles, but, you know, they've done their job, and he's going to have a hard time killing that oil derrick. I've got an APC drop kind of loaded up. It wasn't really intended to be an APC drop. It was more just like, hey, I got an APC here, and there's some rockets. I'm just going to put them in there so they're safer to travel and kind of get them over closely, rather than just have them run and maybe get intercepted by something. You know, it's just free, faster travel to get those rockets into the battle a little quicker.
Unit ready.
That said, third rest finally gonna come out. That's in okay position. I think I'd rather be right next to that barracks if I could, but you know, mining just didn't allow for that.
Unit ready.
Checking the corner, see, I still hasn't gone there, so he's either gone to the bottom or he just hasn't gone for oils because he's scared. Bold move. I mean, you kind of got to fight for the oils. If you just give him up, it can always be bad. APC's kind of scouting, and I realize, oh, he's got a rifle column right there. I'm just going to go ahead and poke a little bit, see if I can catch him. And he has 0 rifles there, so APC's going to have a great time. Going to go ahead and kill that engineer. Same time, my rockets are inside that APC, so I'm having kind of a bad time. He's hitting pretty decent engagement here. Deploy the rockets, instantly kill the light tank, which is really good. And then I'm going to try to get in some good crushes right here since it's on the road. I don't get any good crushes, but I do manage to save the APC and chase away his army. Got super lucky. There was a pixel health left on that APC. One little breath would have killed it. Gonna repair that APC, which is gonna be huge. Engineer did capture that old derrick, so we'll go ahead and go down to the bottom, because why not? Forgot I had a flak there, went, oh yeah, just send that down there just to see if he's got it already or not. Accidentally pulled that APC off the SD, so I want to attack on that APC. Served its job, but I wanted to keep serving its job. And then I realized, you know, he's going to push in right there. I can't afford too much, but then I realized I can't really save that old derrick either. So that APC heal up to full health, get my army moving with that APC, since the APC is going to be vital. Cannot engage that army without armor. You can see I'm kind of running out of eco, honestly. Just 5, but he's having another engagement here, and he went allies this time, so he didn't have the APCs, but he did the light tanks, and the light tanks just aren't cutting it for him this time. Still trying the same thing with the light tanks, no SD and max barracks, but it's just for some reason not working out as well. I probably would work out even better than APCs, but I guess in this game it's just the engagements have gone really in my favor, and I got really lucky. Starting with my harvester transfer. It's been 5 minutes since my fees coming out, so it's kind of late, but kind of stay the game sometimes. Still haven't quite stalled out yet, but now that I'm transferring these harvesters, if I'm not careful, I'll start for sure. It's really nice to see that APC has been repaired twice now. Definitely served its value twofold. And I'm barely going to get a ref out before I start stalling, so perfect timing on the car transfer. going to go straight into a double war factory and push all the way across, since if I can capture this, kind of split the map more in half. And see that he's got nothing there with the flak, so it's perfect time to just kind of push across. I realize that I'm kind of weak on this right side, and I'm kind of deathballing, but you know, I kind of expect him to be a little more passive since he's lost the early game so far. And got this rifles on the backside still, just chilling, enjoying their vacation. Engineer's finally getting down to the bottom, or rather, he's to the ORA, he's almost there. But rallying stuff back on my main base, since that's probably where attack's going to be. And I'm in a decent position to attack on the bottom. Got some scouts that should really try to figure out where he's at. See a little scout there, it's fine. I'm just going to try to push Seems without a ref in the middle, which is very common. And it does not look like he has a ref there, so I'm like, alright, well, more war factors on the bottom. I'm going to transfer everything down to the bottom in just a second. Start getting up the infantry up to higher numbers. Need another ref down there. Okay, he's got nothing in the middle, so I'm just going to retreat that army away and protect down here. If he's not in the bottom or the middle, then chances are he's at the top, so I'm going to have to start rallying everything back there, but I do want some more tank power in the bottom. I only have that one heavy tank there. Transfer another harvester, since there's only 2 mines. It's going to be a long time before it gets there, but it's better than nothing. And then kind of realize that, right, well, he's not going to attack me there, so I'm just going to deathball since he's probably doing the same. I should have the army advantage there if I do that. But still haven't seen anything, so I'm worried about a wide flank now. And I'm just going to send that engineer on the back, because why not? If he dies, he dies. If he lives, he lives. If he gets an oil derrick, then he's a superstar. But still haven't seen Andrew at all, which is kind of crazy. Just fortifying my bottom side. So he made a tank, but instantly pushes away, which is kind of curious. And then finally there's the big engagement. The APC finally goes down, but it totally starts its life. My heavy tanks are kind of in the back, but his heavy tanks, or medium tanks rather, are just kind of evaporating in front of me, so once my heavy tanks do get there, it's going to look really good. Yeah, he kind of got caught out of position there, I guess. I just had more of the numbers just from the early wins, so easily pushed through with a bunch of extra tanks. He comes to GG and frozen it at 7:30, so just kind of quick game there. Went totally on my way. They got really lucky with the dogs sometimes, and that's just kind of how you can snowball out of control there, but having that early oil derricks down definitely made a difference too, and then just the light tanks never found their mark on this game, so that's it for this week, and next time we'll jump into 2 more matches.